there, just like whatever FaZe does, and the FaZe clan, which is a tall order to ask for.
I mean, like, FaZe have been dominating Erangel, definitely, and we do know for a fact that the teams that are really not actually working out so well Erangel will have a bit of a problem because we're playing so much Erangel these days and not much the other maps anymore.
Honestly, I'm wishing that's the best case scenario right now, but hey, Clanhawk as we beam off the day. It's day 3, final day in Erangel.
Funny that it's been downgraded into a normal plane, nor the skins is still now. Me and Claire always mention about we really want an off-community base circle, which we got ourselves right now because there are some places we haven't seen a lot when it comes to circle, like around Stalber, or even if you yourself, Keith, which do you prefer particularly when it comes to ranking myself in the last few circles?
Well, that's why they'll be fine. Or Zarky, you know, some places nobody wants to go to at the very least. You know damn well the people who end up on APG gonna take that one up and run it away for themselves once again and maybe claim.
But most of the time it ended up around Roshog as well, because the circle has quite a good run when it comes to first Erangel, very quiet run and make. And I managed to secure that chicken in that way, and he's talking about really spreading out thin amongst each other. It's like they're playing as a solo player instead of as a team.
That's because they got booted. We're changing things up here, and so I guess this is an act of desperation. Duck now has to go up against 2 members of Auto 2 soon, might get booted into the lobby as well. This though, surely he's got eyes, he's got all the info in the world, knowingly only 2 members within the area. A little bit far too unnecessary.
Okay, and now they're desperate enough to drop into an entirely different dark spot and they're not that familiar with, and that staring at the wall for a bit because he is just shrugging it off. Well, Lamborghini fighting against Astro. Oh, that nade! Sun, the rest of Orange definitely know this corner side here.
They have to be careful. Very, very plausible at this point now. I've seen Orange choke in these stairway pushes. Yeah, all goes down to the coordination here. Pushes on matchup.
I don't think the Xaviers actually expected this to happen. This aggressive come out from Orange. They're still in the run for the top 3, at least at first place. But the moment they lost this match, this guy. But okay, yep. Yep.
That one. It doesn't matter. It was in a fatal flaw or fatal mistake.
He swapped
a bit. We'll let it pass. Meanwhile, over in school, we've got onto school. Well, but it seems like for the time being, it's going to be just them. So all the knowledge and education, all the tremendous amount of
nations along the way. And speaking of FaZe, they are the kings of this map. So we do know for a fact that not the type of a team that will sit down quietly and waiting for the fights to come over. And they, speaking of which, do you think they have any flaw for now? When it comes to the global stage, right, we do actually witness them in the global stage as well. They seem to be struggling a bit, but when it comes to South Asia, they're definitely one of the best out there.
Surely you can't compare apples to oranges. When you're talking about a global stage, you're comparing them to like all these high caliber teams. Not
saying these guys in the South Asia right now not high caliber, and we do have like almost half of the
team. Let me finish my train of thoughts, okay? Like I mentioned, I'm not taking anything away from the teams that participate here, but we're gonna call a spade and a spade, and it is what it is. The caliber of competition here isn't as steep.
So this is like the way towards the globals. But speaking of the way towards the globals, Frankie was the rest of the Xaviers who are actually in the globals as well. Right now struggling to keep the boat afloat. Well, Frankie the only remaining survivor here. They definitely kind of regret their changing the drop spot, and Orange actually changing his tail here right behind them. I'm not other and say a bit of a hi, make a big
was interesting to see at the very least. It's like Orange just, waved the white flag. We're playing for funds now. It was a accidentally drive into another team's compound, which could cause you the game, right? I guess maybe for some of these teams in the second draft, your only objective now is not to end up last.
I mean, like, they go CQC as well, but the last minute where he actually swapped over for that shotgun, I still can't get over it. But it's okay, it's a nice try. Yeah, I'm looking over too. They lost 2 men already. I don't know what really happened to them. Maybe they're fighting against Block Gaming. We do want to see more. I did mention about Honda. Honda feels like a 30k 2.0 version, but a bit of a downgrade. A bit of a downgraded version of it. Because why? The way he plays, the way he bridge fights, almost similar. He's always the first one to be up front, the first one to initiate, the first one to throw the nades out. But when it comes to closing the deal for at front, there's a bit of a problem there.
Well, I mean, I will hold my judgments myself. I'm being honest, I haven't seen so much of them. No,
You're throwing me under the bus now.
I haven't seen so much of them. Things that happen, I've got to catch a glimpse into. But let's be honest, camera doesn't pan onto them all that much as well. So whatever info we may have is just skewed to a very few moments here. But there's possibly some truth to that. And yeah, there's no reason to doubt you. Uzi is a veteran in this scene, so if you're...
What do you mean by that? Before we get into our own fight here, we're looking over Genesis with Micro Uzi. There's an extended version of it, taking down Araki Voldemort, the one that shouldn't be speaking over this. But was that his own teammate tossing out the nade? I think so. Luckily, he didn't actually knock down 17 just now.
Got fisted though, so that's not a proudful way to go down as well.
I mean, like, you can save your resources during that scene. I mean, like, they probably didn't get enough loot yet. Maybe hopping over to different compounds just to get a loot whilst they saving up whatever they have right now. Nobody uses Micro Uzi anymore, and definitely that will not be their last resort, or even last result for their weaponries right now. So definitely they're gonna swap it over. For 4 Rivals to UD Alliance, now they had a tough run at first, man. Okay when it comes to second match, but this is day number 3. Do you think they still can catch up to the top 5? It's quite far.
4 Rivals, I mean, I think you still want to break top 8 regardless, right? Because I think the prize pool is different from 5th to 8, if I'm not mistaken. It's quite of a bump there from participation at the very least. So yeah, from when you look at it that way, they're not very far off from 8th, 7th place. So I think they should still put some elbow grease onto it and get to work, because there's still 3 more games in the day. This is really possible.
But if you compare to even the first and second place, the prize pool is like 2,000 USD difference there. For 10,000, I think it was 7 or 8,000 in between for second match. There's 1 point in between only for the first and second place. Now that's gonna hurt. That 1 point costs you $2,000. That's too expensive.
Yeah, definitely worth more than I am. So
same goes. It's worth more than any of us right now, really.
That's why we're not playing. Hey guys, fun fact. Ding ding.
Okay, back to YG. We do know they. You know what? I'm loving how YG perform in this tournament itself. They really bumped up when it comes to their rotations, their strategy. They step up to their really full potential game. We can see they rise up to rotations. They're making in better rotations, and it's just they know when to fight and when not to fight. You know, it's so hard to hold yourself when you heard so many gunshots right across you, but at the same time, if you start to fight within those kind of war zone, you're definitely going to be wiped up as well, the entire team. But the circle just swap over and hot shift again. Usually it's Rozhok. Previously it was Rozhok. Right now it's right on top of a school. This is one of the non-usual circle, I have to say. It's not common here if it ended up in school area.
Well, it's looking more likely than not. But just to bring back Yangon Galacticos, seeing them now, it is such a shame because they're playing so well, right? And remember when they were playing in a PMPLC, they had internet issues and they couldn't even get out of the group stage. But seeing them
Was
now,
that really the only reason they can perform? Is it just that?
I don't know. They mentioned in an interview that they had, internet issues with latency, and I believe them. But look at this. They're way above APG, and APG was the team that barely made it through, right? So, man, I'm impressed. Myanmar, all these don't hit snooze on them.
That's another reason why we want to have it offline here. So every single player, every single team have the equivalent chance of getting their best performance out there. When we have it all offline, everybody's starting off with the same internet, same. Even the setting will be the same ones, and everybody can stare at each other when they try to fight each other as well. You can hear the flaming sometimes in the stadium. That's so fun. But this is where we want to have a bit of a PSA. So you guys staying at home right now, be sure to stay safe. Don't spread anything anymore. Unless the pandemic is totally done, then we can go out again and be which we haven't been ever for the past few years.
Don't spread anything. Wow,
Don't spread anything.
That sounded very, very wrong.
I mean, there's so many diseases out there. Might as well include everything in there. So, yeah, rumors too. Bad rumors. You don't have to spread it out.
Okay.
So random,
do whatever FaZe doing. They're winning in life, and in fact, winning in this entire tournament so far at the very least. 147 up from the total scoreboard, and they're going to, I guess, hunt down 4 rivals, which is such a brave thing to do. Because 4 rivals, they're hound dogs. They're just gonna bark at you and probably even bite your flesh off. They're not the kind of team you want to still keep trailing, but they did, and Ventoras takes down 2 already in the process.
Oh, it's so hard. If they control that one. 4 rivals on the other hand. Tigreus, a ballsy move coming in straight into Ventora's area, but Genesis M42, they thought they can take M42 easily, but here they are the ones that really retaliate hard. But really slither of health remaining on side of Dragon. He needs to actually heal himself up first, but I don't think he has enough.
Well, I guess kind of have trust issues. Previous bad
He
game.
even tell his mate to, you come over here, I'm not gonna go over you. I'm not the sick one, but I'm standing,
And now he decided to go out. What difference does it make?
It doesn't make any difference. The smoke didn't even actually covers anything. God.
Oh, will he get this up though? APG seems to be in the corner looking to wipe. Oh, they might be the third party factor here. We've seen it time and time again. Jisoo position on the outside in case of an exit flag. But APG, they grinded by the stairway. About to lose 1 member in the process. So nothing going their way 100%. Actually losing Skynet in the push. This could be very detrimental for APG. This could be them getting wiped out. They do have 2 more members still standing though. So that's going to do some damage. And it is indeed DZ will put the final blow and nail in the coffin for 4 rivals.
Fair way to have them, they say. Definitely has a ring to it and have some truth in it. APG almost actually botched it. But lucky enough, I have to say, Jisoo played that pretty well with 2 remaining members. They have a bit of a time to recuperate themselves. But right now, YG quite in the open. They have 3 teams actually try to take them down at the same time. APG on the other hand still taking over school by themselves. They saw M42, Genesis, and also one more team on the other side. It's going to be a bit of a problem if so many teams rush in school at the same time. It's too overcrowding. And only one room in particular, and there's also.
Well, those windows outside, I wouldn't say is windows of opportunity, seeing as though so many members are lurking within the area. This is, believe it or not, probably the best position Genesis would ever want to be in. They're probably not gonna get an extra kill. They're just playing for time at this point. But Frankie, he's the last man standing for D Xavier. Gotta remember that. Might get shot down by his fellow Vietnamese here as Eagle Esports well within this compound, already spread out, and its phase being eyeballed by Bonafide someplace else.
Where is Bonafide though? They shoot it from way across downtown while we have ATS rushing in. But he might just got himself stuck there the moment he rushed into that small hut for ATS. That might be a bit of a misjudgment. Yeah, then spot out YG. Oh, they cannot see it through, but it's okay. They pretty much got the idea. There's one team over there. YG. I'm still looking at where is Bonafide? I couldn't find them.
No idea. That's a good question.
I cannot find them.
That is a very good question to ask. Well, we'll find out later once it pans out. Oh, there it is. I guess they're. Well, FaZe will look to push into the compound where Eagle Esports currently resides here. They will have to go up against the 4, but with the cover fire by Mart, it's futile. It's deep.
Coming up from FaZe to rush in that down and lost too many men, and APG is firing upon them at the same time. Bonafide is tailing behind them. So I actually got the info on zigzag manner instead of going kind of straight into the zone. Here comes Eagle Esports trying to finish off the rest members of FaZe, but TonyK retaliating just by denying himself for the points here. MR5 don't know how to help, but definitely TonyK is nowhere to be seen anymore as he laid himself down to MR5 to do something about this, but I'm not sure how. By the entire of Eagle Esports rushing in. We do have one more team ATS coming up from Bonafide here, but we're just going to resume a different fight entirely, which is going to be M42 versus pretty confused about what's going on.
In this compound, but the nades are still going on strong here. It doesn't seem like they're catching a break. Stalker will be trying to get a little bit of scent of his victims here. We'll be stalking them under the cover of smokes. And M42 Killer is the one that gets taken out. Meanwhile, Bonafide now pushes onto Eagle Esports. Carrigan holding the front line. He does have the cover to play around with. So he should be fine, especially with all the other members within the area. And APG, it seems like they're just wreaking havoc against M42.
Now, the fact that FaZe already gone out and been booted entirely into the lobby, they might just have a shot here, but the moment we told them they might have a shot, they're being eyed out by Eagle Esports. Definitely, they're caught up in between so many teams in the middle of a war zone with might be saved by Party, who tossing about the smokes bridges just to reach him out to revive at the same time. Oh, Gig Fam on the other hand. Damn Root, he is bleeding out at the moment. I'm not sure if he's healing up or actually... Yep. Gone.
Just died.
Yeah, just died. The hype is...
well.
Just a waste. The hype is gone.
You know what they say, man. Gamers always respawn. We'll see them in the next match, most probably. Eagle Esports, though, they're the ones who claim the points here. As now APG again just wiping out M42, but it seems it got pretty sour for them. Dropping like 5s is APG, now leaving one member left of each against M42. Meanwhile, Eagle Esports, Porsche, I think a bit lopsided. That was
this
intense.
A smoke? Was that
Yeah,
smoke?
it was a smoke.
Okay, because I'm not surprised if it's actually a grenade, since we're looking at so many accidents happening in this tournament. So, the circle ended up in no man's land in between Eagle Esports and also Infinity in between. Bonafide tried to cut across Eagle Esports along the process. We do have 5 more teams here, but I couldn't count the 5th. which actually just on top of Storm, the northern side. Eagle Esports try to shoot out whatever Bonafide trying to come in. They deny their advancements towards this side, and definitely is gatekeeping them and putting them at bay. But Infinity here spotting on Bonafide. I think they want to have a shot, but I think Infinity should just stay where they're at. They're actually getting the high grounds there.
Yeah, I like the position they're at. More likely than not, Eagle Esports is the one who has to move, but there's also the chance where Circle may just close on towards them, so we'll never found out what happened in the process here. And well, Eagle Esports takes down the majority of the team of Bonafide. Bonafide called it quits. We'll have to make the rotation out of there. Probably going to coming across with the Infinity, which isn't any better here, but if they get shot down, surely I think McLaren saw the likes of Infinity in that process.
Oh no. He's just having a hard time to rotate in. It's just too tough for him. It's like either Infinity or Eagle Esports. He has to choose either one way. It's gonna go down anyway because it's right in the center of it. But on the side of Eagle Esports, it's down to which side do the circle prefer. Is it gonna be the lower ground or is it gonna be on the high top of the hill there? Because if it's actually on the high ground, it's gonna be a tough run coming up from the side of Eagle Esports. The moment they leave their compound, the moment they leave this building, it's gonna be an open field for the Infinity to shoot them down.
Yeah, unless they've got deployables to play around with, which I doubt so, because Eagle Esports, they expanded so much in holding this compound, and now when it comes to the point where they need something, it doesn't seem like they have whatever's left in their bag here. So Infinity all spread out, has got the high ground already taken control of, waiting for the next circle here, as it should come any time now, just a couple of seconds.
Oh, it's gonna be Infinity. Eagles! They cannot fly, but they can fall from their building. They do not have to get out from the building. It's gonna be Logan shooting them down at first at the flank side. Paragin with a DP-28 trying to figure out how to get out from here. They do have the ghillie suit though, but will it be enough for the side of Eagle Esports? I don't think Infinity actually kind of get fooled by that. Definitely they will see this one coming.
Well, they probably could, but they need this initial blind, right? They need some sort of smoke to first make it out onto the grass and thrown downwards, because any movements out across the building is going to be very obvious at this point. Now, they do have some smokes, disposables for their end here, but Eagle Esports is going to be it though. Driving into a more advantageous position is going to be Infinity, taking majority of that circle, just playing it very safe. Eagles bleed out.
Well, I think the crucial point here is going to be Porsche. If you can actually rotate out and getting those actually on the flank side first and going up, so that's what he's trying to do here and being spotted out. Definitely if you're using a vehicle, but Porsche is straight not going to go on top of the vehicle again, because he definitely don't want to risk it way too much. But it's down to Porsche to find Tuni. If they can shut down Tuni, nice angle as well. Perfect execution there. Not finished off entirely. They can actually get it for Eagle Esports, but there's no time to revive them. Push forward. There's nothing to stop them.
Nothing to stop them, but Eagle Esports is not going down without a fight here. They will have some ammunition to shoot back and retaliate for dear life, but McLaren now goes down to the ground with the blue zone helping to chip that life down. Some opening, but surely getting spot out. These Eagles may be good with their eyes, but not really with camouflage here. Leaving Paragin. Not a Dunzo deal. Infinity to claim it. Their chicken dinner, indeed.
Mention about which will be favored by the Infinity going beyond here. That's actually getting the #1 spot in this theirs, and this time Tony, I have to say, his position just now was so crucial. He got a straight line of sight to shoot down one of the members of Eagle Esports, and that was definitely their winning point, because they cannot move anymore without that 3 men all standing. And here comes our MVP, clutching it again.
Yeah, this guy had 0 headshots, but godlike in nature. That was a very hard shot to hit, to be honest. Like, he only had a split second, and he hit every single one of his chamber. Meanwhile, take a look at the scoreboard. 15 elimination, 31 smokes used by Infinity. That's exactly why they got huge control over the high ground. It was so hard to push out blindly, to say the least here. Eagle Esports, not to take any away from them. 10 kills on their name, still very impressive for the Vietnamese team. Bonafide taking home 2 kills, and APG at 8. Some signs of life coming out from this Cambodian team here.
They might just as well squeeze into top 8 next one, I think, because they have been consistent since the last match for the side of APG. So we might see a lot of them being pushed down when it comes to the second page. But we have got Tunnis. I do love Tunnis' grenade toss every single time, by the way. He's one of the best in this tournament. And no, Peko, we barely see any RQ footage, but he's definitely down there with so much of damage output. But when it comes to eliminations, it's just 2. So possibly he might get stilled off away for his elimination points there. Definitely with that kind of damage output, it's quite a lot. Longest distance elimination, 3 meters only.
Well, he's one to be doing the entries, I'm guessing here. Let's take a look at the limit. I mean, take a look at the damage received, right? He got way higher than God Junior as well. So clearly he's being in front line. Obviously, this is not unheard of them. This is what they do. And when it comes to PUBG Mobile, we've seen this time and time again. 15 kills, 2,148. And their last record was 3,000, I believe, in I think the Miramar match. Meanwhile,
was it FaZe?
Oh, was it FaZe?
It was FaZe. It was FaZe. But it's definitely one of the highs, definitely.
Apologies for my stereotypes then.
For the top 4 teams, we have the Infinity actually dominating over Team Eagle Esport with a grenade most. Okay. Was it? This is gonna be grenade. That maybe was throwables. I don't know, but we saw just now it was what 31.
See. Infinity actually, the MVP.
Yeah. So this is I don't know, a bit wonky, or maybe it's just it. I'm just gonna say that.
You're right. It doesn't check out. It doesn't check out.
I know, right? Maybe there's just pure hand grenade, and the other is included in the eliminations. But the eliminations, 60 total eliminations for Royal Dash. 71 total. Now that's over the So
something doesn't check out. You can pick up. Yeah. I was being sarcastic.
Sorry. But FaZe though, you saw how many times they're being knocked down and being picked up again. I think that's one of the reasons that they've been contributing a lot, that 71 knocked down. But Infinity definitely taking over for the #1 spot here.
Yeah, it's been a tug of war between FaZe and Peak, and suddenly the third player, least expected and most, the Infinity, and now surges up to the #1 spot. Only 4 points different. That triple chicken dinner is going to be adding towards their prize pool. As we all know, they have incentives for every chicken dinner scored. So 500 times 3,005 USD, mind you, which is huge in Southeast Asia with the multiplier. Man, they're going to be balling at this point. 5th. Eagle Esports now in 6, Bois in 7, and M42 remains in 8.
I think up to 6th place still it's reachable for them to take the #1 spot, but on the second page though it's a different story. APG now, even though they have been consistent at the very last minute here, but still managed to maintain it at #1 spot in second page, so it's not so bad, right? Bonafide and RRQ, both Indonesian teams, stuck in 10 and 11 place. 4 rivals on the other hand, all 12 to 13 place here at front as well, is kind of stuck at the second page and not even budging when it comes to rankings, unless for ATS and Genesis they're just swapping over places from with each other. Orange the only one that actually having the 4 in the front for their numerals, but this is not great for the one actually on the bottom 16. I don't know if they have enough time to catch up since we're down to 2 more matches left.
Well, they can catch up and just not